This is an introduction to Bionic Ears, a new app for iPhone, iPad and iPod Touch which will help you learn to play music by ear. Formally, of course, this process is called ear training, but Bionic Ears is a bit different to most other ear training programs that are available at the moment. There are three main ideas behind the design of Bionic Ears. The first is that you become good at what you practice. So, if you want to become good at playing music that you hear in your mind's ear on your instrument, you have to practice with your instrument in your hands, not sitting at a computer. That's true whether you're practicing improvisation or learning to play written music. You're trying to build a strong, direct connection between your mind's ear and your hands. The second idea is that to learn efficiently, you have to be in a state of flow during your practice. You have to remain in the learning zone, which is where you're on the edge of falling over, but by concentrating hard, you can just keep everything together. That's when you're really learning. Distractions like alerts popping up with fanfares every time you answer a question break you out of that flow. So Bionic Ears doesn't have distractions, just musical call and response. Thirdly, to make the fastest progress, you need to focus your attention on the areas that need work. Instead of generating questions at random within a given lesson, Bionic Ears notes which questions you're getting right and wrong, and works you hardest in the areas where you need it most. So, let's take a look at the app and see how all of this works in practice. When you start Bionic Ears, you'll notice that the interface is very simple. It's designed this way to minimise visual distractions to allow you to focus all your attention on your ears. All settings are controlled using the jog wheel. You can control what it is that the jog wheel sets using the jog wheel mode button. Tapping the mode button cycles you through the small number of settings that the jog wheel controls. When you first open the app, there are a few settings that you might like to make. Firstly, depending on the instrument you play, you might want to set the transposition used. Tap the mode button until you're in the transposition setting mode. Then, pick the key of your instrument using the jog wheel. Most instrumentalists will choose C or concert pitch. If you play a transposing instrument though, you'll know which key to pick. For example, trumpet players would choose B flat, alto saxophone players would choose E flat. Of course, you could choose any key if you want to practice thinking in alternative keys. Secondly, you'll want to pick the material that you want to work on. Individual lessons are organised into units, so let's first choose a unit, and then an individual lesson. You can also adjust the tempo now or at any time while the ear training is actually running. Tap the big play button in the middle to start and stop ear training. Bionic Ears plays short musical fragments, which you should imitate by playing them back on your instrument. The app listens to your response and can tell whether your imitation was correct or not. If it wasn't, the same question will be repeated until you do get it correct, and Bionic Ears will make a note to challenge you more often with that particular question until the end of the lesson. So let's have a look at Bionic Ears in action. The questions are being played with the acoustic piano sound, and I'm playing my responses on the electric piano. Finally, let's take a quick look at the remaining features of the interface. More information and help is available by clicking the Info button. The current tempo and transposition are always shown in the lower left of the display. In the lower right, you can see information on your current practice session, the percentage of questions you've answered correctly, and the number of questions remaining. More questions will be added if you give an incorrect answer, so this number can increase sometimes. Rotating your device into a landscape orientation allows you to see questions displayed on a musical staff. If you give an incorrect answer, the notes that Bionic ears heard you play will be displayed as ghosted red notes. You've also got all of the information available in the main display down the bottom. It's intentionally tiny to keep it from distracting you while you're practicing. So, that's a whirlwind tour of Bionic ears. Of course, you really need to spend some time with it to appreciate the value of doing this kind of oral training regularly. The app is now available on the App Store, so grab a copy and check it out. You can go to the Morphops software website at www.morphops.com for more information. Thanks very much for your interest, and please do get in touch if you have any questions or feedback.